was a costly one with players injured. Hayes was already without Remy Stoll, Dawson Vonfeld, and Jaron Canick going into the Liberal game. Exiting the game, Hunter Harris was banged up, Roy Maroney was sidelined with a hamstring injury, Jordan Dale was limping, and the injury list just seemed to be getting longer. The offense hit big plays for touchdowns, went on long scoring drives. They also had a running back that had never played the position before, moving from quarterback, and the quarterback that started the game at wide receiver. They scored a touchdown by throwing to each other and handing off to each other from the quarterback that moved to the running back. It didn't make any sense, but Hayes High won. Last week had a little bit of everything. Hayes is looking for their first Western Athletic Conference crown since 2014. They're halfway there with a 2-0 record. Tonight, a win against Garden City puts the Indians at 3-0 with only one game to go, and every team in the conference already having at least one loss in league play. That would leave the Indians with a minimum share of the league title. Again, their first since 2014. Hayes High hasn't opened a season 4-0 since 2014 as well. That year they started 6-0. They can go 4-0 tonight. Garden City is coached by Brian Hill. It's our opponent breakdown tonight. It seems hard to believe, but Hill is in his 11th season as head coach of the Buffaloes. He and Dodge City's Dave Foster are the elder statesmen of the league at 11 seasons each. Hill is 58-43 in his time at Garden City. Garden City won just 2 games last season, both in the Western Athletic Conference. The Buffaloes have played a tough schedule to open up. A 4+ hour trip to Manhattan, losing 21-7 to the at-time ranked Manhattan Indians. Then a 21-20 loss to still undefeated Hutchinson in week 2. They beat Dodge City last week 14-8 for their lone win and to win the Hatchet back. The knockdown drag out for the Hatchet was a scoreless game at halftime. Garden City returns 4 of their 5 offensive linemen from a year ago, and their first-team running back, Josh Janis, who has struggled to get the legs going this year with 157 rushing yards through 3 games. Like Hayes, the Buffaloes have had 2 different quarterbacks. Caleb Weesey took over during the second game of the year from Zane Burns and was the signal caller of all of week 3. The Buffaloes will use a 1-back set with 4 wide receivers most of the time. They'll bring one of them in as a blocking back on occasion and have a couple of short yardage formations that have no wide receivers at all. Against Garden City, their rollout option run was the best ground play that they had, even scoring on it once from over 30 yards out. Garden City only got into the red zone once against Dodge City. They missed a field goal to end the drive. Garden City is averaging just 14 points per ball game. Defensively, Garden City runs a little bit different of a look of a 4-2-5 compared to the Indians' 4-2-5. The Buffaloes list out 3 safeties on their starting list, and at any one time, 2 of those safeties will play more like what the Indians' bandit backers do and line up at different spots on the field. On defense, Garden City is giving up just 17 points per game. Garden City was able to keep Dodge City out of the end zone twice in the first half after the Red Demons got into the red zone, once forcing a fumble, the other forcing a missed field goal. Neither Hayes or Garden City's defense has given up any points in the first quarter through 3 games. The difference is that Hayes High has outscored their opponents 42-2 in the first quarter. Garden City holds just a 7-0 advantage after 1 quarter. This is game number 60 between tonight's opponents. Garden City holds a 33-26 advantage. The Buffaloes have owned the series the last 5 years, winning by 3 points last year, by 7 here in Garden City in 2018, and by 4 points in 2017. Garden City has won 7 of the last 9 games, starting in 2011. Prior to that, Hayes had taken 6 of 7 games. The series has been played every year since 1958, when Hayes won 27-0, but then lost the next 7 games. Game number 60 will break a tie of 59 games played with Larned, a team that Hayes hasn't played since 1991. But by the way, the Indians hold a 36-21 advantage over the Larned Indians, with 2 ties between the two. The first tie was the first game in 1931. Neither team scored that night. Tonight, the series with Garden City becomes the third most played in Hayes High history, behind only Great Bend and Dodge City. That's your opponent breakdown, brought to you by Eagle Radio's Digital Marketing. Is your business ready to advertise on Facebook, Google, and other popular places online, but you don't know where to start? Contact Eagle Radio 301-2211. Let's step aside. When we come back, we'll look around Western Athletic Conference action coming up on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner.
Please remain standing for our national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by the Garden City High School Brass Quintet. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
The national anthem here from Buffalo Stadium in Garden City. Hayes High and Garden City for a Western Athletic Conference tilt. The Buffaloes 1-2 on the year. They are 1-0 though in the Western Athletic Conference. Time to look around rest of the WAC. Brought to you by HayesPost.com. Stories, highlights, and coaches' comments after the game can be found at HayesPost.com. Dodge City is 1-1 in conference play with a win over Liberal and a loss to Garden City, and sit at 1-2 overall this season. The Red Demons are at 2-1 Bishop Carroll. Reports are that Dodge City is shorthanded in starting several freshmen against the Eagles. Bishop Carroll beat Junction City by 1 and Capon by 3 to start the season before losing to Derby. Derby had to cancel their game in the early afternoon hours against Salina South today. Liberal is 0-2 in WAC and 0-3 on the year until last Friday. Liberal had this date open on their schedule. Then it was on social media they would be traveling to Coffeyville. That is until Ulysses called, needing a game, meaning a 50-mile trip instead of 5.5 hours. The Tigers, by the way, are 0-3 on the year also. Great Bend tried to put a scare into McPherson last week, but now sit at 0-3 on the year, 0-1 in the conference. They were supposed to play 2-1 Capon tonight. Capon was going to play every game, every team that is, in the Western Athletic Conference. Capon had a player test positive for COVID this week. The game is off. Great Bend scrambled to try to find an opponent for tonight. They didn't know their game was going to be off until yesterday evening. Great Bend, as it turns out, is not playing football tonight, so they will stay at 0-3 on the season. Hayes High is at the top of the Western Athletic Conference with a 2-0 record. Right on their heels is Garden City at 1-0. Dodge City 1-1. Great Bend 0-1. Liberal at 0-2. To the best of our recollection, the WAC does not break ties in the conference standings, meaning a win for Hayes tonight, and they will grab a minimum share of the conference title, their first since 2014. That is your look around the Western Athletic Conference, provided by HayesPost.com. Find stories about the game, highlights, and coaches' post-game comments at HayesPost.com following the contest. Hayes had 4 non-conference games scheduled for the season. Keyword being had. Abilene announced this week that they are going virtual learning for 2 weeks due to COVID cases in the district, meaning extracurricular activities for their district canceled, including their game against Hayes High next week, which was the Indians' homecoming. Now, Hayes is still looking for an opponent for next week. If no game is found for next week, it would be not the first time in school history that an illness has canceled a game. In 1929, 2 games against Wilson and Ellis were canceled due to vaccination for smallpox. Hayes High beat Eisenhower earlier this year. Goddard Eisenhower is 1-2 on the year. Abilene was 0-3 before they canceled. Mays South 2-1 and Capon 2-1, both on the Indian schedule. But as we said, Capon had to cancel tonight's game because of COVID. We'll see what rest of the season holds. It is a day-by-day and sometimes hour-by-hour type of year. We'll step aside on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. When we come back, we'll get the thoughts on tonight's matchup with the Garden City between Hayes High and the Buffaloes with Coach Tony Crow on the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron & Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and LaCrosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure. Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show.
Let's get the thoughts of the coach. This chat with the coach is brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker in the Northridge Plaza and online at CompareMyCoverage.com.
Back in Garden City, the Hayes High Indians set to take on the Garden City Buffaloes in a Western Athletic Conference showdown, joined by Coach Tony Crow. Coach, here you go. One of the opportunities in front of you to still take the Western Athletic Conference crown. Tonight, it goes through Garden City. What can you tell us about the Buffaloes?
Very, very good opponent. They're probably the best team. They're going to be the best team we've played so far. Big, physical, as they have been for the last couple of years. Huge up front on both sides, physical run game, physical defensively, really do a good job of stopping the run up front. And just, have played a really tough schedule so far. So they're going to be a very formidable opponent.
It's funny in the way that sports work, because a lot of times you'll look at a game on paper and go, wow, 2 great defenses, a couple of offenses that haven't put up a ton of points, probably not a lot of points tonight. Usually what happens is the exact opposite. But is there a thought of how this game may go in your head?
Yeah, I do think it'll be a low-scoring affair. I think it's going to be more of a ground and pound type thing, and seeing what team can find a way to score while both of us try and do a good job of hanging our hats on our strength, which are our defenses. And both teams are a little bit banged up. We are, and then we've got you look at guard, and there's some kids that are kind of out that are normally in. And so I think both teams are looking at it thinking, how can we win this game in the trenches?
Since you brought up your injuries, I have to ask, where is the injury list at for your team going into this thing?
Well, it is very diverse. It's kind of all over the place. We expect everybody to go. We just don't know exactly how that's going to look. Both Maroney and Kanek practiced this week, although limited. We expect them both to go. Dawson Von Felt's back from the concussion, so he'll be playing. But yeah, so everybody's going to go. We just don't know how many reps. Who knows who's going to play what position on offense. It'll be a bunch of different moving parts there.
Well, speaking of offense, you've seen two different quarterbacks in and out of the games over the last game and a half or so. How is that situation going?
You know, really good actually, and we've had some fun with it. It's funny because it brings a lot of interesting, lively talk in the coaches' meetings, and then it's also at practice. It's a lot of fun. So you've been out there and seen us, but we'll be mid-practice, and all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute. I think we can just snap this one to Dylan and he can still throw it. Hey, I think we can snap this to Jordan and he can do this. And so we've had a lot of fun with it. We realize we got to kind of buckle down on some of our ideas because we're getting a little scattered out there. But Jordan will start at quarterback. Dylan will start at running back. We expect Roy to be able to give us some carries. And then we just shoot. It just depends on the game and what we've got to do with things. If we need to move Jordan to receiver, we can and let Dylan play quarterback, but it just depends on how Jaren's health is as well, so who knows.
This will be one of the biggest defensive lines you guys will see all year at 240, 260, and a pair of 290 guys, and they kind of controlled the line against Dodge City. How do you combat their size?
Try to run around them, I guess. And I think we've got some stuff where we can move them a little bit, double teams and different things. But we've got some schemes where we feel like we can be successful in the run game. The big part of it as well is all those guys, those two of them play offense, and they're also really good on the offensive line. And so they're going to, those guys kind of control the game for Garden. That's what they hope to do is get those big boys to control the game for them on both sides up front. And so, they're kind of what they hang their hat on is those big boys. And so defensively, we're going to have to get in there and shut down their run game, which I think we'll do a really good job of. And offensively, we're going to have to find a way to run around them or run through them if we can.
One of their most successful plays on offense last week was an option play.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of option in high school football anymore, so that's something new to work on this week.
Yeah, the good old speed option is about as, Bill Snyder, the good old goal line speed option play is about as good as you can get, and they're really good at it. We expect to see the sophomore at quarterback 3, and, he's really good at pushing it out there, and they've got just two solid running backs. Obviously, the Janus kid had a great game against us last year. And so we're expecting to see, them push the ball to the perimeter, which they like to do. But as soon as you fall asleep on with those big boys, they'll run it right down your throat. So our defense has a good plan against that, and we're expecting to see a lot of it.
Coach, final question. This is, as I figure it, a chance to win a minimum share of the Western Athletic Conference, with the WAC usually not breaking ties. Do you talk about that with the kids? Are they aware of what's potentially on the line tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. This is not the year to have secrets, and we've kind of learned, that this is through the virus and everything that's going around. This is the most transparent we've ever been with a football team and everybody else, and so we just tell them right away, guys, this is our chance to get a chance to. I told them if we win, we've definitely got a share of the WAC title. Now we want the WAC title to be our own, but. If you lose, you never know. Some crazy things can happen. But so we've told them that our next step to the WAC championship is we got to win on Friday. And this is one of those games that we need to find out where we are as a program and find out where our culture is and winning these kind of games. So hopefully we're healthy enough to get out there and give it a good showing. But I think our kids are ready to go.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck.
Thanks, Dustin.
Head coach of the Hayes High Indians, Tony Crow. Chat with the coach brought to you by Dustin Shoemaker, Shelter Insurance Agent. Back to Garden City next on the Hayes High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hayes. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hayes find your next home. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hayes High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes Kawn, Kurt Maska, and Kurt Viner. Hayes High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hayes High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Back at Buffalo Stadium, the Hayes High Indians and the Garden City Buffaloes. Time for the keys to the game, brought to you by HayesPost.com. Number one, special teams. Garden City blocked a punt in the end zone for a touchdown and nearly blocked two more last week. On the offensive side, control the line of scrimmage. It is a key every week, but the Indians haven't seen a defensive line this big yet. The defensive line for Garden City goes 240 pounds, 260, and two guys at 290. And defensively, keep the Garden City backs in the middle of the field. The defensive coaches for Hayes High were preaching about the speed of Garden City this week and that they cannot let them get to the edges. Keys to the game brought to you by HayesPost.com. Find stories, highlights, and coaches' comments and scores from around the area after the game at HayesPost.com. This is the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show, serving you from 609 East 8th Street. Clean, high-quality vehicles with many options. If you need more room for a family vacation or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for your next business trip, call Jamie at 623-4116. For 8 seasons now, Hertz Rent-A-Car has been getting our broadcast crew to and from road games. This time, a Ram 1500 Classic pickup, a 2020, like 9,000 miles on it, perfect to get us down to Garden City. Let's take a break on the Hertz Rent-A-Car pregame show. When we come back, your starting lineups on the Hayes High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and LaCrosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hayes. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Buffalo Stadium, the site of tonight's matchup between the Hayes High Indians and the Garden City Buffaloes. Your starting lineups on defense look like this. Hayes High defensive ends, Trey Adams and Gavin Hazelhorst. The tackles, Gavin Nutting and Carson Spray. Linebackers, Gavin Myers, Dalton Dale. The cornerbacks, we'll see 3 of them tonight. Brett Orth, Hunter Harris, along with Dawson Von Felt. The bandit backers, Wyatt Crane and Bill Scott. And the safety will be Tucker Veach. For the for the Garden City defense, Xavier Soriano and Terrell Elliott are the defensive ends at 240 and 290. Defensive tackles, Saul Perez and Trey Newsom at 260 and 290. Linebackers, Joel Bellows, 180-pound junior, getting the start tonight. Alan Cherez, because of an injury, he's in, 195-pound sophomore. Cornerbacks, Ryan Hyman and Micah Perez. Safeties, 3 of them, Christian Reyes, Caleb Weesey, and Cooper Ramsey. We're going to be starting early tonight, so let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Back deep for Hayes High will be number 6, Dylan Dreiling, number 8, Jordan Dale, number 7, Jaron Kanek, and number 11, Tucker Beach.
Teams are not messing around this season. When the teams are ready to roll, the clock is about 3 minutes away from game time. They are kicking off here in Garden City. Hayes High will return the ball right to left. A high end overrun kick that Tucker Veach will fumble off of his face mask, pick up at the 6, set up a left hash return. Try to go to the right side and get taken down behind the 10-yard line. Taken down by Joel Bellows, and the Hayes High Indians will have some poor starting field position for their first series of the game. Indians right to left. Here's their starting lineup on offense. At quarterback will be Jordan Dale. Running back is Dylan Dreiling. Wide receiver Carson Kiefer. Miles Keller gets the start tonight, and also Jaron Kanek in the starting lineup. That offensive line, left tackle Ashton Thomas, left guard Carson Russell, center Remington Cox, Gavin Nutting the right guard, Grayson Walburn is the right tackle. Shotgun formation for Dale, and a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
And it was in the backfield, the white hat with the flag. We are on the visitors' side. Prior to the start of the snap, false start, and the Hayes High Indians a penalty. 8 penalties a week ago, 6 in the first half, and the Hayes High Indians will have this series start all the way back from their own 4-yard line. Not an ideal start for the Hayes High Indians. Kiefer and Kanek out to the right. Miles Keller, the lone wide receiver, to the left. He has one-on-one coverage with Micah Perez, the cornerback. Dreiling in behind quarterback Jordan Dale. On 1st and 15, Dreiling to the right side of Dale. Dale takes the snap. He'll keep it, give it to Dreiling. Dreiling cut back across the 10, up near the 15-yard line. Marked down at the 13. It's a gain of 9, and the Indians have some breathing room and will set up first down at about 6 yards after a nice run on first down. And 15. Indians right back to the line of scrimmage. They go heavy to the left side. Kiefer, lone wide receiver, to the right. It's a keeper by Dale this time. Picks a hole, big hole, 20, 25-yard line. Tackled from behind. Taken down by Alan Cherez, the backup linebacker that is getting the start tonight. And the Hayes High Indians have a first down across the 25 to the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 14 for Jordan Dale. We'll get your uniform update to you as the night goes along. Dreiling to the left of Dale for 1st and 10. Garden City had a defensive end, Terrell Elliott, jump, but did not cross into the neutral zone. 1st and 10 from across the 25. Throw near side for Kanek. Kanek will try to get to the sideline. A stutter step to the 30, up to the 35-yard line. Jaron Kanek, after missing the most of 2 games, has a catch from Jordan Dale up to the 35. It's a gain of 8 on the play for Jaron Kanek, his 6th catch of the year. He did not have a catch in that game in Great Bend before getting hurt. 2nd down and a long 2 for the Indians from the 30-yard line. It's a keeper by Dale, cuts it up once, twice, gets the first down across the 35, near the 38-yard line. Gain of 3, and the Indians move the sticks and have a first down. Hayes High in their road white uniforms tonight, 3rd time in 4 games, maroon numbers, white helmets with the spear. Garden City white pants, white helmets, but then brown jerseys with white numbers. Uniform update brought to you by Phase 2. A big thanks to Phase 2 for our game day apparel, our polos, and yes, our masks as well. 3 wide receivers to the right side of the field. Keller, Kiefer, and Kanek on 1st and 10. The Indians across the 35-yard line. Game's opening drive. Low snap picked up by Dale, given to Dreiling. Gets off of 1 tackle and gets to the 41-yard line. Gain of 3 on what could have been a disaster. And the Hayes High Indians, every play except for the penalty on first down, has been positive yardage. Hayes High this year averaging 377 yards per game. Each of their last 2 games has been over 400 yards. Tied end to the right side. Hayes High will check the sideline. Make that tight end to the left side is Bryce Salmons. Indians 3 wide receivers to the right. On the left hash, it's the play action pass looking down over the middle to Kiefer. Caught in Buffalo territory 40. Left sideline 30. Foot race to the 20. He's at the 10 and taken down from behind as the Hayes High Indians all the way down to the 8-yard line. Have first and goal in the red zone. And the Indians, Dale, 2 for 2. This time hitting Kiefer on the long pass play. It's a gain of 51 yards to Kiefer. His first catch of the night, 12th of the season, and the Indians are into the red zone. From the 8 on the left hash, Kanik to the left side, and now the quarterback is Dreiling. Dreiling will keep out of their new diesel package, go straight up the middle, and the Hayes High Indians will get to the 4 on a gain of 4. So Dreiling back at quarterback now. They bring some extra size into the backfield, including Gavin Hazelhorst into the backfield, and also Carson Spray, 254 and 222 into the backfield. Out of that same formation, Dreiling, a keeper, straight up the middle, puts his head down, reaches for the end zone, touchdown, Hayes High Indians, a brand new package installed this week. Diesel scores from 4 yards out. This time it's Dylan Dreiling. He went to the quarterback position and scored, and Hayes High marches down the field and is able to punch it in from 4 yards out. Well, that is just a straight run up the middle. Remington Cox, the center, Carson Russell, the left guard, Gavin Nutting, the right guard, and then you bring in extra power from behind with Spray at 254 and Hazelhorst at 220. Fields on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. This is going to be good. And the Hayes High Indians have a 7-0 lead. 8:07 to go, first quarter. They use up nearly 4 minutes on the first quarter clock. That's the game's opening drive. Now it'll go down as a 92-yard drive. It actually went it will go officially as a 91-yard drive. It actually went 96. Indians got a 5-yard penalty on their first play of the game before it ever started. Dreiling's 4-yard touchdown run is his 3rd of the season. Hayes High, 8 plays, 91 yards, and they take a 7-0 lead. Indians in the first quarter now have outscored their opponents 49-2. The only 2 points Hayes High has given up in the first quarter was the safety back in the Goddard Eisenhower game to start the year. Indian football is brought to you by Next Tech, Midwest Energy, and Gibbs Auto Supply. Our Hayes Kalon scoreboard update tonight will be bringing you scores between Dodge City and Bishop Carroll in Wichita. Capon and Great Bend canceled because of COVID. Liberal is at Ulysses. Syracuse at TMP. Some of the games we'll keep you updated on as the night goes along. Big thanks to our streaming partner, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. It's a hot one tonight, 92 degrees, so if you're at home watching in Hayes or wherever and you've got your AC on, you're living right at this moment. Jack Fields will kick off. Hayes High bunches everybody up within about 10 yards of the ball. A high end-over-end kick is going to land on the turf. It's hit once by an up-back, and then getting driven backwards and taken down is the return man, Eric Dominguez. Logan Casper with the special teams tackle. It's a loss on the return of 8 yards, and Garden City is going to start with still some pretty decent field position.
For the Buffaloes at their 18-yard line.
The officials mark it down at the 18-yard line. Garden City this season averaging 234 yards per game, 14 points per contest. Sun still shining brightly onto the visitor side of the field. Not a big Garden City crowd. They limited the tickets tonight for both Hayes High and Garden City. Shotgun for the quarterback. Weesey rolls out, throws near side, caught by Ramsey, and the Indians rally and get there. Hunter Harris with the tackle. It may be a loss on the swing pass to the near side.
2 yards on the play.
A loss back to the 16-yard line, a loss of 2. For Cooper Ramsey, just his second catch of the year, and the Indians rally to get there. Hunter Harris, the first one on the scene. Back from the 17, they mark it, so a loss of 1 on the play. Garden City left to right on this north-south field. We see the quarterback hand off to Janis, runs into his own guy and taken down in the backfield. He ran into his own guy because Hayes High's Trey Adams came blowing into the backfield and pushed him into Janis. It's a loss back to the 15 and a loss of 2. Well, Josh Janis a year ago just wore out the Indians the last 2 years. He's a first-team Western Athletic Conference running back, but had nowhere to go on that play. Garden City has gone -1, now -2 yards, and they face third down and about 13. Hayes High did not face a third down on their drive. We see out of that shotgun. Hayes High shows blitz. They do not. We see rolling out to his left, throwing down the field and wide of the mark. Intended for Caleb Metzen. He was open, but the sophomore quarterback missed the mark. We see coming in 9 for 28 on the season, just 168 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He's run 30 times for 155 yards, but all of that being said, he's only played a little over 1 full game at quarterback. He came in for the starter Zane Burns against Hutchinson in week 2. Tucker Veach back to return the punt that is coming from Ryan Hyman, averages 29 yards per punt. Gets off a punt off the side of his foot, and this is going to be great field position for the Hayes High Indians. The official walking up the Hayes High sideline is at the 40, and that's a pretty favorable spot on that punt. The punt is just 25 yards. And Garden City goes 3 and out. Hayes High with the football, and 6:37 to go first quarter. Has the ball on the plus side of the field, leading 7-0. They'll start at the Garden City 40. Indians a Dreiling touchdown. He's the running back, as Dale is the quarterback. Tied into the right side. Low snap. It's kept by Dale. Dale 40. Cuts up 35. 30 still on his feet at the 25. At the 20. Stiff arm at the 15. 10. 5. Touchdown Jordan Dale. He stiffed arm a Buffalo into the ground. And the guy they call JD scores another TD. And the WAC leader runs it in from 40 yards out. What a stiff arm by Jordan Dale. And Hayes High leads after their first 2 series, 13-0, pending the extra points. Oh, the stiff arm at about the 15 or 20 just dropped a Buffalo. Christian Reyes in his step, in his tracks. Jack Field's extra point is up and good, and Hayes High is up 14-0 with 6:26 to go in quarter number 1. This time, it was a Dale 40-yard run on 1 play. Now, remember out of all of this, when we talk about the Western Athletic Conference standings, Dale did not run the ball until week 2 of the season. He right now is the 3rd leading running back in the league. Roy Maroney at 3rd with 255 yards. Dale came in tonight with 283. Roy did not play the second half last week. Dylan Dreiling is 5th in the league at 149 yards. He missed an entire game and only played running back for last week's game. Hayes High's running game is the best in the Western Athletic Conference, 784 yards. They're the best offensive team in the league at 1,132 yards. Next best is Liberal at 725. Indian football brought to you by Steel Fabrications, Heartland Building Center, and Hayes Kawn. And a stunned Garden City crowd and small student section looking on as Hayes High takes a 14-0 lead here in Garden City. We will get score updates for you as the night goes along on our Hayes Kawn scoreboard update, but not many people are as far along as Hayes High is tonight. We started just a little early. Fields to address the ball. High end-over-end kick that is going to land. Nope, it's going to take it on a run by Dominguez. A fast return on the left sideline, 40, 45-yard line, taken down at midfield. And the tackle made by Tucker Veach, otherwise on the run. Garden City may have made this a one-score game on special teams. Tackled on the play, I believe that was Dominguez, and he's down on the sideline. He got taken down very hard and is down on his back on the sideline. You hope it's just the wind knocked out of him. Garden City went 3 and outs on their first drive of the game. They start this one at the Hayes High 49. The official addressing the press box. There is an injured player on the Garden City sideline. That was Eric Dominguez, the return man. And apparently they feel like he is too close to the field of play before they're going to continue. Hayes Kawn scoreboard update. Beloit up on Ellsworth in the early going, 8-0. Southeast of Salina ahead of Russell, 16-0. Centralia and Valley Heights, big game going on tonight. Centralia up 8-0 in the first quarter. That is number 3 in 1A versus number 2 in 1A. Centralia 3 at number 2, Valley Heights. Phillipsburg up on Hoisington 7-0. Phillipsburg's been playing really well here as of late, and now everybody down to a knee. Dominguez, the returner, got tackled hard by Tucker Veach on the side. It was in play, nothing dirty about the play by any means. But Dominguez still down flat on his back. The officials determined that because he's right outside of the white line on the far side, that it was just going to be too much of a worry. Now Dominguez is up and sitting on the bench. You feel like, and you hope, that it is simply getting the wind knocked out of him. That Hayes Kawn scoreboard update. The green grass you won in the spring starts with spraying in the fall by Hayes Kawn. Call Kirk Maska or Kurt Viner, 623-8427 or 623-0674. 14-0 Hayes High. Hayes went 9 plays, 8 plays, 92 yards and scored. 1 play, 40 yards and scored. They forced a 3 and out in between. 3 blocking backs for Weesey in the backfield. He'll keep it himself on a pole, go up the middle, and get tackled immediately. Hazelhorst, Nutting, and Dale all come up off the bottom of the pile. Gain of 2 to the Hayes High 47. This all after the big gain, or the big return of 20-plus yards by Eric Dominguez, who is now injured. Sun slowly getting down behind the press box on the far side of the field as we view into the west. Again, 3 blocking backs in the ball game for Weesey, who looks to throw immediately to the near side. Catching the ball is going to be Metzen. An Indian defender slipped on the cut. First down at the 36-yard line, a gain of 11 as Metzen gets his first catch of the night. Shows blitz. They bring a blitz up the middle, and Myers tries to tackle both the quarterback and running back Janis. Myers timed the blitz. This is the field he made his varsity debut on, and it looked exactly like that. It's a loss of 5 on the play, back to the 41. Blitzing, Gavin Myers tried to tackle 2 guys and pretty well did it. It is tackle for loss number 4 on the season. He is the leading tackler in the WAC, along with Gavin Hazelhorst at 31. What a play by the Indians. That'll set up second down and 15 from the 41. Man in motion coming near side. Metzen, who just made the catch. It's a rollout left side for Weesey. Under some pressure, hit as he throws. They're going to rule it an incomplete pass. Again, Gavin Myers on the spot. 3rd and 15. Gavin Myers didn't play his freshman year until the really second half of this game in Garden City. Hayes High was down 28-0 2 years ago. The coaches looked at each other in the locker room, said, we're putting some freshmen in. And Gavin Myers that night had 4 tackles for loss and burst onto the Western Athletic Conference and really everybody's radar. 3rd and 15 for Garden City, where you feel like it's already 4-down territory. 4:34 to go first quarter. Hayes High up 14-0. 4 wide receivers for the first time for Weesey. Janis behind him on this 3rd and 15 play. Quick drop, throw over the middle. It is going to be intercepted, taken away by Tucker Veach. The safety comes up and takes it away, and the Hayes High Indians have the football back. INT for Veach, his first of the season and 7th of his career. Hayes High forcing turnover number 10 on the year. That was a 5-play drive that's ended by the interception by Veach. What a catch. Now Hayes High immediately back out onto the field. 3 wide receivers to the left. Series starts from their own 28. Dreiling trying to beat everybody to the edge. Cuts back and looks like he's going to lose yards on this play. Garden City's got a lot of speed.
Brings up 2nd down and 12.
And Hayes High will lose 2 yards on the play. Dreiling and Dale with a touchdown run each tonight. Hayes High will have the ball at their own, we'll call it 26-yard line. 2nd down and 12. It's Hayes High's first negative play of the night. Swartz wide receiver left. Dreiling to the left of quarterback Jordan Dale. Dale hands off to Dreiling. Finds a hole, gets hit down around the knees, and gets to the 29-yard line. And Hayes High, for the first time tonight, will face 3rd down. 3rd down and 8 on the play as the Indians get up to the 29-yard line. Hayes High on the season up to 38% on 3rd down. Last week against Liberal, 6 for 12. Does Dale go to the air? He's 2 for 2 tonight for 59 yards. Dreiling jumps to the left, shotgun snap. It's a play action pass over the middle, caught by Kanek, turns, tries to stretch for the first down. He's going to be a yard and a half short. Up to near the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play. Kanek with his 2nd catch. Dale is 3 for 3 on the night. What does Hayes High do? 4th and 2, and Hayes High's lining up to go for it from their own 36-yard line. Dale, long snap count. Play clock still at 23. Dreiling to the left of his quarterback, Jordan Dale. The 2 swapped spots a week ago, and now Dale backs up. Is this the quick kick? Garden City not biting on it. They have everybody still up at the line of scrimmage. Snap back to Dale. It is the quarterback punt, and it is a high end-over-end punt. Nobody back to return it. It takes a great Hayes High bounce. Inside the 30 and touchdown right on the 30-yard line. So the Indians go 3 and outs. That is Dale's first career varsity punts, and it goes for 34 yards. And Garden City has the football back. Hayes High went touchdown, touchdown, punt, but gained 8 yards on 3 plays on their previous drive, and Garden City was good starting field position at their own 30. 14-0 Hayes High, 2:28 to go in quarter number 1. We see with a running back to each side. 1st and 10. It's a handoff to Janis. Tries to cut it to the outside. The Indians collapse on him, and a gain of 1 to the 31. And right now, the Hayes High Indian defense is heeding the coach's talk this week about not letting Garden City get to the outside. Dalton Dale limping out of the ball game. That'll bring in Logan Casper at linebacker. Last week, Dalton had 8 tackles, 23 for the season. He comes limping out of the game, had a interception last week as well. Shotgun for Weesey. Screenplay near side, caught by Metzen, and there are 4 Hayes High Indians there. Dawson Von Felt the first. It's a loss back inside the 30. Metzen with a catch, but he pays for it, and a loss back to the 28-yard line, and a loss of 3. Metzen's 2nd catch of the night. We see the quarterback now 3 for 6 for 7 yards and an interception. This is 3rd and 12. Garden City tonight is 0 for 2 on 3rd down, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, now 3rd and 12 through an interception the last time. Indians bring a blitz. They bring a double blitz, throw down the field. It's almost intercepted by Wyatt Crane. Boy, Wyatt had a beat on it, and he had to make a very athletic over-the-shoulder catch. Couldn't quite get there. The Indians brought pressure. Will Catterett and also Logan Casper came crashing through and were able to get to the quarterback. And Garden City is 3 and out for a 2nd time. It's their 2nd series that is lost yardage. Their first series lost 3 yards. They lost 2 on this one. Tucker Veach back to return the punt. Hyman gets off a spiral, line drive kick. Veach catches it one-handed. He's going to return it to 35, go to the right hash at the 40, and taken down there. Dangerous catch by Tucker Veach, but hey, with that man-sized interception that he had earlier, he's feeling pretty good about himself. And it's a punt that the Hayes High Indians will take at the 41-yard line. That punt for Hyman was 37 yards on an absolute rope. Indians' fourth drive of the first quarter. Touchdown, touchdown, punt. They start this one at their own 41, leading 14-0. Two wide receivers left stacked behind one another, Keller and Kanek. Shotgun snap. It's a handoff to Dreiling, and he is taken down immediately. Blitzing on the play and getting into the backfield, Xavier Soriano. And it's a loss back to the 36. A loss of 5, and the Indians' last two series have started with negative plays. Their first two positive plays, and they scored touchdowns. This will be 2nd and 15, possibly the last play of quarter number 1. Two wide receivers left. Salmon's tied in left. It's a keeper by Dale, the quarterback. Goes to the right. He's at the 40, runs over a defender, drags another one to the 44, and that will likely be the end of quarter number 1. Dale, 65 yards now on 4 carries. 15 seconds on the clock, third down coming up, and Hayes High can take some time to think about this thing, and that's exactly what they're due. 10 on the play clock, or rather on the game clock, 28 on the play clock, and Hayes High will go to the quarter break thinking about 3rd and 7, and will return in a minute. Hayes High leading 14-0 on the Hayes High Sports Network. All right, Vivian. Give me the catch by Kiefer on the first drive, Dreiling's touchdown, Dale's touchdown. I want the interception by Veach, and then that Myers tackle where he tried to tackle 2 people.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hayes area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student-athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hayes. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hayes and LaCrosse.
But it may not be right now. Both teams already back out onto the field. Hayes 0 for 1 on 3rd down tonight. That was 3rd and 8. This is 3rd and 7. Hayes High at their own 44, trying to avoid going 3 and out for a second consecutive possession. Dale at quarterback, Dreiling behind him, now jumps to the left. 2 wide receivers out to the left. Shovel pass over to the left. Dreiling stutter step, tries to get to the edge. He's at the 50. He's going to get a first down in Garden City territory. Great blocking by the wide receivers on that side. Miles Keller, Jaron Kanek, and the Hayes High Indians needed 7. They'll get 8 and have a first down in Garden City territory.